Welcome to the second edition of the Ultimate Fight Simulator, where I will be doing a 2 out of 3 series to determine my prediction for upcoming fights. And today I'm going to simulate and preview the light heavyweight bout between Patrick Cummins and Gian Villante. So without further ado, let's get things started. So the first one I did was a couple of days ago between the main card opener between, I forgot what it was, Jimmy Rivera and Thomas Almeida. And in the end, I went with Jimmy Rivera by decision. However, I think I'm going to change it because the first two fights were finishes. The last fight was a decision, which went to Jimmy Rivera. But with most of the fights in the series being finishes, I'm going to go with Jimmy Rivera via second round TKO. So that's going to be my prediction. So we'll see how that plays out. Anyways, Gian Villante, the number 13 UFC light heavyweight in the world. It's going to be a pretty fun fight. Great ground and pound, excellent submissions. Has won 14 fights in his career. Let's see how accurate that is. It's actually 15. I don't know how many submissions he has. He only has 2 submissions, so I don't know what the deal is with the great submission game. And the last time he submitted someone was back in 2010, so that's pretty funny. He's taking on Patrick Cummins. I was watching the Road to the Octagon, and I think a lot of people are overlooking Patrick Cummins. He trained out of Boca Raton for this fight with Antonio Tarver, former boxing world champion, and Gian Villante. He was training at the Black Zone. There was only a second camp there, so I think he's going to do really well. He's a 36-year-old, way past his prime. He started MMA a little bit late, but you know, anything can happen in this game. And it's a closer fight than people think. That's all I'm saying. I think he deserves a lot more credit than he is right now. He's coming off that win over Jan Blachowicz back in April in Buffalo at UFC 210. So second straight fight in New York. So hopefully the luck continues. They're pretty much the same. So I don't think size will be an issue between these two fighters. There's not really a size advantage between these two.
This man is a mixed martial artist.
Mike Dolce back there again.
14 wins, 7 losses.
Fighting at a Belmore Academy. Probably did some time at Serra-Longo with Chris Weidman being on the same card, and with those two having a history together. He's coming off a loss to Shogun, which I was really shocked by. I know it was in Brazil, but I think I thought John would do a lot better than he did against Shogun. Who's going to be the referee for this fight? Oh, there he is. Mario Yamasaki.
And our referee for this fight will
I don't think he's going to do 2 straight fights on Saturday. Here we go, round 1.
Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. White trunks for Villante, black trunks for Cummins.
With Patrick Cummins working with Antonio Tarver, I think his stand-up is going to improve very well. He already has the wrestling in the ground game, so we'll see how he does on the feet. Unfortunately, he has 4 losses on his career, all in the UFC, and they all ended in knockouts. So, and fighting a guy like Gian Villante who has serious knockout power, I can see why Patrick Cummins might be the underdog in this fight. But look at that, he took Gian Villante down.
And now it moves into full guard. Into half guard again. Big punch from the bottom. Into full guard again.
Pat Cummins, a graduate out of Penn State in the Bachelor of Fine Arts.
Postures up.
He was a two-time NCAA Division I All-American. Wrestled for the U.S. National team. He also fought for Strikeforce. He fought for Strikeforce in his MMA debut. And then he fought in the local, I don't know about local scene, but he was fighting all over the country before signing with the UFC. He was actually working at a coffee shop before he got the call that Rashad Evans pulled out and Daniel Cormier needed a replacement. So, and with Patrick Cummins' history with Daniel Cormier, he ended up getting the slot. He ended up losing, but you know, it was his ticket to the UFC. So, you know, good on him for taking that fight. There's a lot of bad blood between those two, but it looked like it settled. Unless Patrick Cummins ends up, you know, fighting for the title in the near future. He's number 12. He's only number 12 in the division. So, oh, he's going for an armbar. Oh, Patrick Cummins only has a couple of submissions on his record, despite being the good grappler that he is. Patrick Cummins has been training all over. I believe he's like jumping from gym to gym. He's trained at Rain with Mark Munoz. Trained at King's MMA, and now he's at Black. Now he's with the Black Zones.
Great movement on the ground.
Beautiful body shot there too. Oh, big shot from the top.
He's looking.
I know I talked about Gian Villante's lack of submissions on his record, but I'm sure he has a better ground game than this. Trains with Chris Weidman. I'm sure he's been working on his wrestling defense. The game plan is pretty obvious here. Gian Villante wants to keep it on the feet and knock Patrick Cummins out. And right now, Patrick Cummins is executing his game plan to a T. So now he's going for an armbar again. Oh, but he gets that again. I think Gian Villante has never been submitted, so it'll be pretty surprising if Patrick Cummins is the one to be the first to submit. Oh, there it is. Oh my goodness. That's it. The fight's over. That's crazy. That was actually a demolishing of Gian Villante.
Secured the position and dropped bombs.
So Patrick Cummins wins the first fight via ground and pound TKO from the mount.
Here we see it from a different angle.
We're going to see if Patrick Cummins can sweep the series, or if Gian Villante can even the series at 1 apiece.
Bam! Lights out.
The last video I didn't trim anything, which was a mistake, which is why the video was 47 minutes long. So I'm gonna trim the entrances for the next 2 fights, or next 1 fight, and we'll go from there. Anyways, Patrick Cummins wins the first fight. There he is, victorious Patrick Cummins. And we'll be right back. No, we'll leave this over. Okay, now we'll be right back. And we are back. Round 2, or fight number 2, between Patrick Cummins and Gian Villante. Quick recap, Patrick Cummins won via first round knockout. Ground and pound, I must say.
Inside leg kick. Nice shot. Doing a good job with his striking.
Hit him hard with that hook.
Gian Villante has 10 of Gian Villante's 15 wins are by knockout. His last one was against Saparbek Safarov. I don't know what happened to him, but that was a really fun fight. Oh, Villante counters the takedown. But yeah, I remember when he won that fight of the night. Villante has 3 fight of the nights on his record, and look at that. I think he's trying to get rid of Patrick Cummins early. But yeah, Gian Villante is such a fun fighter to watch. He's the guy's a slugger, man. Got the fight of the night over Saparbek Safarov back in December in Albany. He got a fight of the night over Corey Anderson, 3rd round knockout. I believe in a fight that he was losing. And then he got the fight of the night to Sean O'Connell in a split decision. That was a really close fight as well. That was an knocked one. But yeah, the guy just wants to stand and bang. Oh, and now Patrick Cummins is back on top. That's not good. Oh, this is gonna be a long. Oh my! Oh, that's it. This fight should be over by now.
He's got his back.
Gian Villante has been knocked out before. Half of his fights are by knockout. Oh, he's got the back line. Oh, that might be it. I think this is. Oh wow. Patrick Cummins got knocked out in. Oh, sorry. Gian Villante got knocked out in his last fight by Shogun. Got knocked out by Tom Lawler, which was a shocker. And that wasn't sarcasm. That was, you know, Tom Lawler was coming back from a long layoff, and he knocked out Gian Villante, which was crazy. And then what else is there? And then his last, his 2 other knockout. Well, his first knockout loss wasn't. It was more of an injury than a knockout. And then he got knocked out by Chad Griggs in his Strikeforce debut.
He's gonna try to take the back.
Oh my goodness. I think Gian Villante's wrestling and ground game will be much better than this. If it's not, then UFC 2 is Cleo.
Side control. Nicely done. He's got to move. He's in a mounted crucifix now. He's going to try to take the
Patrick Cummins holds wins over Antonio Carlos Jr., Rafael Cavalcante, Kyle Kingsbury, Roger Narvaez, and most recently, Jan Blachowicz. But his losses were to... His knockout losses, all 4 of them were to Lil Nog, Glover, OSP, and Daniel Cormier. So I think Gian Villante's knockout power can match any of those 4. So Gian Villante can, if Gian Villante catches Patrick Cummins, Cummins is going to be in pretty big trouble.
Very nice shots landing. Shoots in for the takedown.
Back to the takedown. Goodness gracious. Gian Villante was a linebacker back in Hofstra University. Earned a scholarship into Hofstra to play for their football team. Apparently he had a bad reputation, but now he's in MMA. I think it's more fitting that he's in MMA than he is. It's more fitting that he's in MMA than he is in football. Goodness gracious. I don't think the game likes Gian Villante very much. And look at that, both of them are gassed now, judging by their bars. And the fans are booing. I don't think the fans will be booing on Saturday night. I think it's gonna be a fun fight, especially if Gian Villante manages to keep it on the feet. But according to the game, Patrick Cummins is gonna ragdoll Villante. even Mario Yamasaki wants more action. We're gonna make it to the second round. Wow, which was shocking, especially after Patrick Cummins managed to take Gian Villante down.
Take a seat. Deep breath. Relax. Take a drink of water and listen. We want you to set those kicks up a little bit better with your hand.
And here's a big slam. Nice technique.
Gian Villante is a pretty big guy. He's bigger than Patrick Cummins, so I know Patrick Cummins has a wrestling background, but Gian Villante's a monster. He could be well, all light heavyweights can fight at heavyweight, but I think Gian Villante could do pretty well as a heavyweight. But if he can make the weight, then 205 it is.
Gets us started for round number 2.
So that was easily a 10-9 for Patrick Cummins. I don't know if New York uses the unified rules. If they do, it's probably a 10-8.
Second round. last round. Patrick Cummins' ground game was really
it's very lopsided on the ground for Patrick Cummins.
Excellent positioning. It was a real grappling display.
He caught him with the
Oh,
head
there you
kick.
go.
Oh, big kick to the head.
Oh, he's landing at will. Powerful.
Oh, those head kicks,
Oh, that's a
man.
big left.
I don't know if a lot of fighters would throw kicks at Patrick Cummins, because something like that's gonna happen.
Unbelievable.
Beautiful takedown.
Patrick Cummins grappling or wrestling in this game must be like 100 or something. Or Gian Villante's
And
must
again,
be
he's
really
back
low.
into side control.
Lands a hard shot with the left.
All over him on the ground.
Side control.
Huge
Vicious
elbow.
elbow lands to the head.
Fun fact, Cummins,
Trying
he's
to
going for a
block
north-south
that
choke.
North-south choke.
Oh, but he gets out.
And he escaped the choke.
Patrick Cummins' nickname is
Half guard
Durkin,
right now.
which is also his nickname, so that's kind of weird. But
Great movement on the ground.
he can do whatever he wants. I'm not gonna tell him that. I'm not gonna tell him to change his
Half guard.
nickname.
Patrick Cummins
What I will
is
tell him to do is keep that
outstanding in his
mustache.
ability
He
to
doesn't have it in this game, but
His ability
probably
to
come fight night,
defend from
you'll
his
see
back is sensational.
how epic his mustache
Rarely
is.
see him get hit.
Him and Timothy Johnson, who are both on the same card, who are both fighting this Saturday,
nice
have
sweep.
two of the best mustaches, not just in the UFC, but in MMA. Especially with Ian McCall being inactive.
Cummins gets back
You know,
to
Patrick
side
Cummins
control.
and Timothy Johnson are like tied for first
Under 3 minutes.
in the battle of the
Really
mustaches.
good movement on the ground.
This fight very well may be stopped in between rounds just because of the blood loss.
Oh,
right?
that's
That
gotta
is
be it.
extraordinary.
I can see Patrick Cummins doing this to a lot of fighters. I don't know if he could do this to Gian Villante.
Midway point of
If
the
he
fight.
does, then you can refer back to this Ultimate Fight
Full
Simulator.
back hooks. Flattens him
I'm pretty
out.
surprised I made a second. I said I would,
Let's
but
see what he can do from here.
after seeing the amount of views and likes I got on the last video, it was my first video, so I shouldn't really criticize myself. I don't want to stop making this. I find making these videos pretty fun, so
Cummins passed denied. He's back in the full guard now.
In full guard
next week
here.
I'm gonna do 5 fights from UFC 214.
We are back in the
Yeah,
half
from
guard again.
214. And I got a couple fights left after this one for UFC Long Island.
Attacking the arm here.
The amount of submission attempts that
Almost
Patrick Cummins
found the
has is
armbar.
ridiculous.
Great punch by Villante. Man, he gave up his back.
It's unfortunate how late Patrick Cummins started his mixed martial arts career.
He's got some space now. He's posturing up. Side
He
control.
would have done really well if he went straight to mixed martial arts from college,
Stay relaxed. Breathe.
or even after his
Working from the mounted
stint
crucifix.
with the Olympics.
Cummins back inside.
He has a serious ground game. And I'm sure the striking would come into play. I think his striking is going to improve after training with Antonio Tarver.
Joe, you
With the
can
coaching
see the
staff like
effects of
Antonio
those
Tarver and
body
Neil
shots.
Melanson,
There's a ton of bruising on
I
his
think
right
if
side.
Patrick Cummins was 25, even 30, I think Patrick Cummins would be
Caught him with a right.
a serious contender in the UFC light heavyweight division.
Blocked him with that right hand.
I think he'd definitely be up there with Gustafson, Glover, definitely at that level. I don't know if he'd be top 3, but
Cummins looking to advance the half.
he could have had what it took to be a champion, but he started a little late. It's,
Final 10 seconds
oh,
of round 2.
Patrick Cummins gets up to his feet.
Oh, he got caught with the uppercut. Round 2 in the books. Patrick Cummins has
Fight's
got
going
a
to the
cut
third
on his
round.
cheek, and it's nasty.
It's on his cheek. He can't let it distract him. It's not the worst place in the world for a cut, but I guarantee he's going to be aware of it. Here's a nasty ground and pound strike. And here is another ground and pound strike. And here's another powerful ground and pound strike. Heavy damage by ground and pound in that round.
The beautiful Lariani.
Third and final round. Gian Villante definitely needs a knockout. And it's definitely possible. Gian Villante has knockout power from the first round to the third round. It showed against Corey Anderson, and he definitely has the possibility to knock out Patrick Cummins in this round. If this was real life.
His face is a mess. He connects with the straight. Cummins jumping left here.
He just whips that punch in.
Both men exchanging. Oh, he tagged him with that hook to the head.
Excellent job of landing punches here. Stuffed it. Stuffed it.
Maybe Patrick Cummins can be like the Yoel Romero of the light heavyweight division. But Yoel's just a different animal. Oh my goodness.
Joe, he's keeping very busy. Look at the numbers. Total strikes line. Gian Villante is continuing to punish that wounded eye. And you can see that the swelling
Cummins becoming more
continues to get
aggressive.
worse.
Oh, sorry, Villante.
He's absolutely targeting that eye. You can clearly see, and he's landing combinations on it repeatedly.
Knee.
He slips the left hand. Cummins with a good left hook to the body. And he lands with the left.
Oh, beautiful combination.
Man, Joe, he is truly showcasing his striking skills.
Oh, Gian Villante going for a guillotine. Can he score the upset? Oh, he's caught him. That's so funny. That's gonna be it. Oh my goodness. How clutch is that? Gian Villante submits Patrick Cummins in the third round with a guillotine. After being down 2 rounds, being dominated, being nearly knocked out with ground and pound again. Gian Villante catches Patrick Cummins with a guillotine after a failed takedown attempt. That's crazy.
And one more time, nice technique here on this submission.
If that does happen in real life, it's going to be only his third submission win in his career.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mario Yamasaki
It's definitely possible.
1 minute, 49 seconds.
Patrick Cummins, you know, all these wrestlers, guillotines are they're most vulnerable to the guillotine. So we'll see if that is possible. Gian Villante wins round 2 of this series. Now we're going to the rubber match. Series tied at 1. Who's gonna win? We'll see in the third round. And we are back for the rubber match. Third and final fight. Patrick Cummins, Gian Villante. First round, Patrick Cummins knocked out Gian Villante in the first round in the first fight. Gian Villante in the third round, after losing the first 2 rounds, submitted Patrick Cummins with a guillotine. This is the last one.
Good defense, and he counters with a jab.
You know, Gian Villante working with Chris Weidman a lot. I'm sure they've taught each other a few things, and Chris Weidman's skills and chokes, I wouldn't be surprised if Gian Villante could catch Patrick Cummins with a guillotine.
Continuing to score with the uppercut.
I know Gian's a striker, but I'm sure he has some sort of ground game.
Oh, and there it is. He tries for the single, but doesn't get it. clinch. Nice hook in the clinch
Oh,
by
it's
Villante.
Gian Villante engaging the clinch before backing off.
He continues to connect with those punches.
Fun fact, Gian Villante
Solid straight left.
was a Ring of Combat heavyweight and light heavyweight champion. I don't know if he held it simultaneously, but he held both belts.
Oh! Oh! Head kick. Vicious shot to the body. Beautiful.
If he did hold them at the same time, he'd be the champ. The Ring of Combat champ.
Vicious combination.
Big straight punch.
Oh,
Got the double underhooks.
Cummins clinches up.
And he pulls
Oh,
away.
but Villante
Villante with the left hook to the midsection.
is escaping. He's doing whatever it takes to escape the takedowns. Oh! Oh, and Villante takes Cummins down. That's so funny. Cummins rocks Villante, but Villante immediately takes it down to the ground.
Transitions to full guard.
I'm sure Cummins will
Tries to get out of full
somehow
guard
end up
in
on
the
top
half,
eventually.
but doesn't make it.
And there he goes.
Oh, looking for his back.
Transitions to full guard.
And he connects with the left.
Moving into half guard. Full
I was actually shocked when I found out that Patrick Cummins was the
Looking for the armbar, looking for the finish.
the red fighter. He was the higher ranked fighter. I'll say that. Gian Villante is.
And he's out of the armbar.
Throws a hammer
I
at
think
him.
Gian Villante is on paper he's the much better fighter, but
He's looking to take
Patrick
the
Cummins is
back.
the higher ranked fighter. Probably because he's coming off a win while Gian Villante is coming off a loss. Not only that, but Gian Villante is fighting close to home.
He's got him in the crucifix.
While Patrick Cummins is fighting out of
Side
Florida.
control here again.
Born and raised in
Cummins
California,
looking to
though.
pass here.
And he lands a hammer fist. He moves to stacking him now.
I think the fans are telling the fighters to stand them, or telling Mario Yamasaki to stand them up.
Into side control again.
Wow.
Half guard.
This fight very well may be stopped in between rounds just because of the blood loss, Mike, because that is extraordinary.
Gian Villante's been bleeding like that for the past 3 fights. Oh my goodness. That was a nasty elbow.
Oh, big right hand clipped him.
Patrick Cummins has 48 seconds to work with.
Established mounted crucifix.
Oh, what is this?
Working from
Oh.
north-south again.
That's a north-south. Wonder if he's gonna go for a choke. Nope.
Let's go. Hard body shots. Hard body shots.
30 seconds remain in the round.
Let's get busy. We
Good
got
shots to the
30
body.
seconds this round.
Nice movement on the ground.
Patrick Cummins has his back. 20 seconds left on the clock.
He's doing a great job of moving and transitioning here on the ground. Postures up here.
The
And
longer
right
the
back
fight
to
goes,
side
I think
control.
Gian Villante has the advantage.
Half guard.
He's the younger guy.
Moving into full mount.
Round 1 complete.
Cummins isn't getting any younger.
All right, let's check out some of the action from that round. Here's a huge punch
Oh.
that stuns.
Again, fighting in Madison
And here
Square
we see
Garden
some
because
really technical
the Nassau
offense
Coliseum
with
isn't in this
submissions.
game.
And let's look at that from a different angle. Incredible highlights in that round.
Really hurt him at the end of that round. He is still going to be hurt. There's no way he's going to recover. I need you to get out there and finish. He is hurt now. Let's put.
Brittany.
Round 2. And the third fight in the rubber match. Oh, no glove touch in this round.
The barrage that he endured in that last round is still affecting him. He's going to want to start this round off.
You know, Gian Villante, when he was in Strikeforce, he actually fought Lorenz Larkin. When Lorenz Larkin was at light heavyweight, fighting all these monsters, when he should have been 2 weight classes lower.
Changing stances.
Lorenz Larkin actually ended up winning that fight. I believe it was a decision.
Villante's a mess. That cut is getting worse.
Yeah, it was a unanimous decision.
Nice counter with the
6 years ago. How time flies. Lorenz Larkin is in Bellator, and he just fought for the Bellator welterweight title.
Now he switches his
Probably got a huge. He lost the fight, but he probably got a huge payday out of that one. Which was the main reason why he went to Bellator.
He tags him with the left. Joey go inside.
He felt more respected in that organization.
Man, Joey's connecting with those punches. Oh, he caught him. Hard hook.
Oh.
Good sprawl.
Good sprawl here.
Villante with a solid straight.
And there's a takedown attempt.
Right hand.
Oh! Solid straight left.
Powerful strikes.
Hard straight punch. Nasty combinations here.
Oh, what a
That's a big
slugfest.
hook.
The third fight has been the best of the series. Mainly because most of the fight is taking place on the feet.
Caught the leg.
He eats a high one.
The longer the fight stays on the feet, the more,
Excellent feint with
the higher the
kick.
chance of Villante winning this fight. Oh! Never mind.
Deep danger
Oh
right now.
my
Deep
god.
danger. Beautiful body shot there too.
Why is he punching him in the body? Guy. Oh, now he goes for the takedown. Jeez Louise.
Look at that takedown, man.
Side control. Great position.
Oh, gets the mount again.
And he postures up.
With 2.5 minutes left in the
Villante with good
clock.
work from the bottom.
Look at the swelling in his right eye.
Maybe if I went accelerated with the
Villante
time speed. Oh, with the time speed, the video would be much shorter than 47 minutes.
Here on the ground, staying busy.
Again, I'm gonna trim the entrances from the second and the third fight. Maybe some bits and pieces between the fights or during the fight, but
Full guard now.
yeah, 47 might be a little too long. Also, I hope the microphone. Oh, hopefully I'm not too loud on the microphone. I don't know, I just felt like it was really loud when I watched the Jimmy Rivera Thomas Almeida simulation.
Excellent movement on the ground here, always trying to better his position. He's now working from side control again. He's attacking from north-south again.
He's got one leg in between them, so he's in half guard here.
Oh, is he in it? Yeah. Oh, Gian Villante makes it to his feet.
trying to get the takedown.
Oh, Gian Villante takes Patrick Cummins down.
Nice takedown.
That's so funny.
He's got him in his guard.
Both fighters are doing the complete opposite. Patrick Cummins is rocking Villante on the feet, and Villante is just taking Patrick Cummins down. Villante has really good ground and pound. I don't know how successful that will be against Patrick Cummins, but
Big left hand.
his knockout power is just as devastating as it is on the feet. Oh, he's gonna scramble to the top.
Trying to take the back here. Half guard.
Connected there. Cummins trying to get past the half guard.
Oh, man.
Good
That canvas is
transition into
nice.
half guard.
20 seconds left on the clock.
Really nice movement on the ground.
Patrick Cummins is gonna finish. He better finish now because the third round, Villante's a monster.
Final seconds
Patrick
of
Cummins
round number
also
two.
does well in the third round. Well, he only has one third-round finish.
Side control again.
Compared to Gian Villante's, let's see,
Cummins
one.
is really starting to bleed. His nose is really damaged.
That is not a
Also,
good injury right there on the nose
I thought for
like
some
that,
reason I
and
thought Gian
hopefully
Villante
it's not
like knocked out
impeding
people
him
late.
from being able to breathe
I remember when
through his nose.
he knocked out
Here's
Oven
a
St. Preux.
perfect head
Oh
kick.
no. Who did he knock out in the third round?
Here's
knocked
a
out Corey
powerful
Anderson.
punch that devastates.
No, that was not racist.
And here we see a devastating suplex.
The lovely Ariani here tonight inside Madison Square
Third
Garden
round,
in New
third
York City.
fight. I don't know if last round wins. If Gian Villante wins the third fight, then he'd have to finish. For Patrick Cummins, all he has to do is,
Comes out
you
swinging.
know, survive or finish. But Patrick Cummins is up 2 rounds again. But we'll see if Gian Villante can come up in the clutch and finish Patrick Cummins, whether it's via submission or knockout. But Patrick Cummins has been doing much better on the feet.
What a jab.
He's been hurting Gian Villante
Oh, big left.
on a couple of occasions.
Solid right hand.
Oh, he's landed some good shots here.
Wow, another big jab scores.
Gian Villante just shoved him off like, we're keeping this on the feet. Never mind. Oh, Patrick Cummins is going to end up on top. Gian Villante went for the takedown, and Patrick
Man,
Cummins
he can do a lot
countered
of damage from the crucifix here, Joe.
perfectly.
Villante's eyes are both starting to swell pretty badly.
All right, take your time, relax.
Now they
Back on
tangle.
the feet. Villante better shove him away.
Nice
Otherwise
hook
he's
to
going
the
for a
body and
ride.
the clinch by Cummins.
There's another one.
Oh,
He's got double underhooks here. Pummels out of double underhooks here. And completes the throw.
Cummins takes him down.
He's back in his side control
My
here.
mistake. Patrick Cummins was not born and raised in California. He trained out of California. He was born in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. Not sure where that is, but yeah, I thought he was. I thought he was born in California.
He's moved to half guard here. His opponent pressed up against the cage.
He postures up.
He's moved back into side control once more.
Oh, this is a very dangerous position for his opponent. Under 3 minutes on the clock here in the third and final round.
Into
The last
north-south
fight
again.
before Patrick Cummins entered the UFC, he fought a guy named
He's
Willie
in half
Smalls.
guard here with his opponent pressed up against
That's
the
an amazing
cage.
name. I wonder where he's at right now. Let's look that up right now. Willie Smalls.
Full guard here.
Patrick Cummins went 4-0 after that fight. It's unfortunate he couldn't keep that undefeated streak going.
Gian Villante's starting to find the clock to be his enemy. He needs to make something
Oh
big
my
happen
goodness.
right now.
His
He needs
full
to make
his
something
full
happen. He is not going to win a decision. He's got to either
his
KO
full
his
name
opponent, or
was
he's gotta
Willie
finish him
Steeman
with a
Willie
submission.
Beeman Smalls.
Joey lands
That is
again.
amazing. He is
Right
oh
on that
man,
clock.
that's unfortunate. He's
Good hands, really mixing
Willie
things
Smalls
up.
is 5-15, and he's currently, well, he's probably retired now.
Joey gets taken down
He hasn't fought
again.
since
He
2013.
really has no answer to the takedown skills of his opponent tonight.
He's on a 10-fight losing streak. This Willie Smalls guy also fought at George Lockhart and lost.
Both hooks in.
Fought Gilbert Smith, Ron Stallings, Brian Rogers.
Looking for the
They
rear
didn't.
naked.
Willie Smalls did not have it easy.
And he got
Feel
his
bad
head
for that guy.
Very nice sweep. Winds up in his guard.
Anyways, Patrick Cummins on top
found a home for that.
again. I really hope. I know Patrick Cummins has been working with Antonio Tarver
Right into guard again,
for this
though.
fight, but if he does what he's doing in this game for the past 3 fights, I think he has a better chance of doing that than
He moves to
knocking
full guard here.
Gian Villante out on the feet.
Good left
This
hand.
fight has there's 1 minute left on the clock, and Gian Villante needs to get up on his feet and knock Patrick Cummins out. Otherwise, Patrick Cummins is going to get a decision.
Great work from the bottom by Villante.
Back to half guard now.
What are the third fights? The last fight between Jimmy Rivera and Thomas Almeida ended in a decision.
Nasty elbow.
That's funny. And the second fights were ended with like seconds left on the clock. Well, not this one, but Gian Villante was. Oh, that's it. Oh my goodness. That's it. Patrick Cummins wins the rubber match with seconds left on the clock. Just as I say that.
Let's check out the
That
action
is
on our
crazy.
fight replay.
Let's take one more look at the end of the fight here. This is a vicious
Well, that's going to be my
series
prediction. I
of
forgot the
strikes,
ratings. I forgot to check the
ground and
ratings on it. I
pound
was
that
too
lead up to the
too focused on
TKO.
getting
We
the
can see it
video
here from
started.
another
But
look. These are clean shots that are getting in over
there
and
it is.
over
That's going to be my
ground
prediction.
and pound
Patrick
for
Cummins in the
TKO
via
finish.
TKO ground and pound. Since the last two fights ended in the third round, I'm going to go with that.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So Patrick Cummins TKO in the third round,
at 4 minutes, 41
which is very
seconds on the
possible
third
with
round.
Patrick Cummins' relentless pace.
TKO!
And there's your winner, Patrick Durkin Cummins,
Patrick Cummins wins tonight by
36-year-old
TKO.
Pennsylvania native. The Blackzilian, the white guy fighting out of the Blackzilians. And that's my prediction. So the first fight, I went with, let's watch a replay of this as we end this video. Went with Jimmy Rivera via second round TKO. That's going to be my prediction. I know the last video I said decision, but I'm going to go with second round TKO for Jimmy Rivera. In this fight, I'm going to go with Patrick Cummins via third round TKO. And tomorrow and Friday, we're going to see the simulation between Darren Elkins and Dennis Bermudez. That's going to be tomorrow. And on Friday, it's going to be the main event between Chris Weidman and Kelvin Gastelum. So we'll see how accurate these simulations are. And we'll find out on Saturday when the real fights take place at Nassau Coliseum in Long Island for UFC Fight Night Weidman versus Gastelum. Leave a comment on who you believe will win this fight between Patrick Cummins and Gian Villante. And while you're at it, give me some tips how I can improve my content. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and stay tuned. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at UFC Face Swap. And if you really want to support me, become a patron. I don't know how to pronounce it anyways, but just go to the link in the description and stay tuned for more content. I'll see you guys next time.